welcome back guys. So we will start with the coding part of encapsulations and we'll try to understand in the better way. So if you look at here, as of now what I was saying, that in a class you can create private variable. So if you look at these two variable which is private in nature, which means you cannot access from the outside. Now there is a getter, get name and set name. So whatever name you will set to this class, same name you can get it. Okay, now here two things you need to understand. Look at the getter, how it has been defined. The getter access is always should be public and setter should be always public. Okay, always keep public so that you can call from the outside of any class, any package. That is the benefit of public. Now what is get name return type? It is a string. Okay, whereas the set name return type is a void. Okay, because get is the one which will give you the actual data, and what is the type of name? It is a string. So whenever you will get the name, right, type should match. So here also the type is a string, but when you are setting the data, you don't need return type because you are setting the data to the which field? Name field. So you know that in the Java, when your class variable and method variable has the same name, to differentiate between class and method variable you have to use this keyword, okay, which I have already covered in very details in my previous video. So when you say this dot name, this will refer to your class variable and this name will refer to your method variable, right? This will refer class variable and this will refer to the method variable. That's how the getter and setter has been designed. Now there is another variable called age. Age is also a string, so there is a corresponding you can look at here. Get age, again return type is a string, and set return type is a void, because you are just setting the data. Where you are setting the data, you are setting to the class variable, you are setting to this age variable, class variable, right? Now let's test this example. So in test example 2, if you look at here, in from different class, this is different class, we have a main method and we are making the object of example 2, so which is nothing but this guy, object of this guy example 2. Okay, so when we are making the object of example 2, see, we are setting the age is equal to 10 and name is equal to test. That's how we are setting the data. So what happens here, when you set the data here, set age or set name, finally it will come here and it will call this method set name. So this variable internally will initialize your global variable because this dot name is equal to name, so this will get initialized. Similarly this dot age, this variable will initialize your global variable, so both will get initialized. Now in system out println, when you call name is equal to object dot get name and age is equal to object dot get age, what will happen? Whatever data you have set into the setter, that will get executed. So let's see that. We will see that in example 2. So when you look at here, you have a name, age, get name, set age. This is your encapsulations. Now another things guys I would like to show you. When you have to create getter and setter, you don't need to write like this. Okay, you just create the variable. Once you have variable created, just do a right click, go to source, right click, go to source. Here you can see that generate getters and setters, right? Click on that, select these two variable and click on generate. So when you click on, automatic getters and setters will get created for you, right? Now test example 2. Okay, so change to set name. Okay, that's fine. So in example 2, again if I'll go back, we have get name and we have set age, right? All are a string. So if I'll go in test example 2, why this is causing issue? This is a string, okay, which means we are referring to a different method. Here we will see that here we have test example 2. Let me go back. Test example 2 is the one. No problem. Dot set age is equal to 100. Set name is equal to, let's say, test. A string age, this is also a string, and this is name. Why this is causing issue, guys? This should not, okay, I think it is not saved. Yeah, the program was not saved, guys. So now if you run this, see, name is equal to test, age is equal to 100. Now let's see that I want to access the member variables. Dot name I want to access. See, I cannot access. When I write name, I will get only two options, either get the name and set the name, right? Which means I can come here and I can write some logic here, some piece of code I can write here, right? If I have to do, I can do some logic here to set the name. Similarly, to get the name, I can write some logic here, correct? That is the benefit. But let's say if this was public, directly I can call this from outside and I can do the changes, which I will show you in the other examples, right? So that's how you should design encapsulations, right? That's how you design. Okay, let's go to the next example. See here, while setting data to a variable, we can provide validations logic. Now here actual things will start. Now let's say you have example 3 where you have int age and name. Two things you have, name and age. Now when you are getting the age, you don't have any logic, but in the set age you can write the logic. Now you can understand here, right? Again, important point, the get age, what is the return type of this guy? Integer. So your get age should return the same data type, integer. You cannot return the different. If you want to do so, you have to write some logic for that. Okay, now look at here, access is public, here access is private. Very important point, keep in the mind. And get should always return. Okay, whereas in the set data you are setting the data, so this dot age is equal to age. So basically your this age, whatever you have here, this will get initialized by this local variable. And why we are using this? Because this refers to the class variable and this age refers to a local variable. So we are writing a logic here. If age less than 10, throw age should not be less than 10. Just a logic I am writing that just to show you, so that you will understand. Then again get name, and again in the set name I have a logic. If name is equal to null and name is equal to empty space, throw exception, name should not be empty or null. So these two logic I am writing that, right? This logic will help me to make sure that people will not set a name with the null and people will not set the age less than 10, right? So now you can understand real time how I am able to do that. Now test this. So again we have example, test example 3. We are getting the object of the sky and we are setting the age, and again we are setting the age here and we are calling this. So let's see that what output you will get. This will pass, here you should get a exception. So let's see that. Test example 3. Sorry, first go to the example 3. As I said, you can create get age and set age, right? So to create getter and setter, what you have to do? Select this variable, right click, go to the source and click on generate getters and setters. When you click on that, see the type contains no field. All the fields have getters and setters already. Since I have already created, it is giving me this pop-up. If not, it will get created. This logic you have to write extra. The getter and setter will get created, the logic you have to write extra. Now when you have this and when you go to test example 3, when you run this, see you are getting that two things. One output is 11, which is the first one. The second one, age should not be less than 10. You are getting the exception. Okay, program is giving you the exception saying that age should not be less than 10. Right here, this program is giving you the exception. So what you can do here is, you can go here, you can put a debug point. If you want to put here, just double click, debug point will come. Again double click, debug point will come. Go to here, put a debug point, double click, right click, then you do debug as Java applications and click on proceed. Search. So see, this is the debug console. It will come here. Okay, and you can press F6 or click on step over F6. See here, object will get created. See, this object got created. There is no data as of now, so only plain object got created. Now again do F6. So this is calling set age method. It came here. This is the age is equal to 11, right? Again 11 is less than 10. No, it will not go there. It will come here, and again click this. So now when you hover here, you can see that age got initialized. Age became 11, right? Again F6, come here in S9. What will happen here? It will go inside. Age is equal to 9. It will go inside. It will throw the exception. It will go inside, and it will throw the exceptions. Just click on F8, it will come out, right? You can understand very well how it is throwing the exception. So that's how you can write extra code in the setter. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this. In next video we will see some more example.